Do you ever wonder where all your money goes? In this video, I'm going to explain the difference between needs and wants, and how most people destroy their finances by spending money on the wrong things. Have you ever looked at your bank account and thought, oh my God, where did all our money go this week? I have been there and done that. You work hard for your money, but somehow your balance isn't where you want it to be. Most of us don't have an income problem, we have a spending priorities problem. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the difference between needs and wants. People usually don't go broke because of one big bad decision. It's usually a bunch of smaller daily habits that get us into trouble. $5 here, $10 here, $20 here, subscription you forgot about, the dinner that you bought that wasn't in the budget. It adds up and it adds up fast. And it all comes down to confusing needs and wants. Okay, so let's talk about the difference between needs and wants. Needs are your priorities. Those are your house payment, your utilities, your groceries, your health care, auto insurance, or basic clothing, stuff like that. Wants are everything else that make life enjoyable or stylish. They aren't required for basic survival or functioning. So sometimes our brains like to justify wants as a need. Food is a need, but door dashing sushi 3 days a week is a want. Clothes are a need, but designer sneakers are a want. Cell phones, most of the time, are a need, but getting the latest and greatest, most expensive iPhone on the market, that's a want. If your bank account isn't where you want it to be and you really are wondering where all your money is going every month, take a minute and write everything down and go through all your expenses that you spent last month. In one column, you put all your needs. That's your house, your utilities, anything of importance and a necessity to survive. That's a need. Put it in that column. Write it down so you can see it in front of you. The next column you're going to write is wants, your fun stuff, your Netflix, your eating out, your subscriptions, your zoo membership. I mean, that's all fun stuff. It's not needs. You'll just be more aware of what you're spending. And then you can evaluate your want column and maybe downsize it a little bit. Get a piece of paper and a pen, and we're going to write down everything that you spent from last month. So pull out all your statements, all your bank statements, your credit card statements, and we need to pay attention what we're spending in cash too. When you're pulling out cash out of your checking account, hey, $200, what did you do with it? Did you just overspend? Were you supposed to put it towards this and maybe it went towards that and went in a different direction? That's another thing we need to be aware of. Did it go towards a need or did it go towards a want? Write down everything, 2 columns, need column and want column. Write everything out and it's going to be a big eye opener for you. Usually when you're pulling out money for cash on a Friday after work, it's usually for a want. So we have to be careful. Make sure you write that down in the want column. Once you have everything written out, it's going to be a big eye opener on what you're spending on wants. And if you are behind in money and you need to get caught up, or you're in debt and you need to get caught up, my advice would be to put those wants on hold. Stop going out to eat for a while. Stop everything that you're spending money on. It's not forever. It's only temporary. But if you're trying to figure out where all your money's going, I think you need to take a break and stop spending for a while and just pay attention to your account. Be more in tune with it. Check it every few days. Take notes. Write things down. Get an app. Do whatever it takes. But if you really are not understanding where all your money is going every month, it's time to put things on pause and pay attention and be more aware. Most people are always saying how broke they are. They're not making enough money. They're underpaid. Yes, that definitely is probably the case. But most people are not as broke as they think. They're just overspending on wants. I'm not saying that you should never have fun and you should never spend your money and that you should never go out to eat again. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying that you need to put things on hold until everything kind of balances out. And you're like,
Oh, okay.
here's what I'm looking at. Here's what I have extra to spend. And you kind of know a total of what you should be spending that month. Because if you have debt, you have mortgage, you have this, you have groceries, that all needs to be paid first. That needs to be paid first. Then you have all your extras. But there are needs and there are wants. And I think you need to put the wants on hold for a little bit. And then you can see how much money you have at the end of the month, or you should have at the end of the month. If something's not right in your account, that's kind of like if you didn't feel good. If you didn't feel good, you would go to the doctor, or you would figure out, why do I not feel good? Am I eating something wrong? Am I doing something? Is it a new medicine I'm taking? You would take the time to figure out why you didn't feel good. Well, your checking account obviously doesn't feel good. So take the time to figure it out and fix it, just like you would fix yourself, fix your account and get it all squared away and get moving on the right path. So, quick story, my mom would come up once a year and visit, and we would sit at the kitchen table drinking coffee and just talking about everything and anything. And back then I was getting into budgeting and being aware of my finances more. And I just felt really good about learning all this information. And I said to her, let's do a budget. And so we sat down and we wrote everything out so she could see it in front of her, because I wanted her to be aware. Do you actually have money left over at the end of the month that you could be putting in a savings account? Or are you in the red at the end of the month? Because my mom was always poor. She never had any money. We grew up poor. And so I was kind of curious, like, where are you at this stage? Because I thought she was still struggling every day. Like, we didn't really talk about it all the time. So we sat down, we wrote on a piece of paper everything. We wrote down how much income she has coming in every month. We wrote down all her needs, all her bills. And then we would write down her wants, because she loved going out to eat with her girlfriends. And there were just certain things that she wanted to do. And those were in her want column. And when we did her budget and we did her columns and we figured it all out, my mom had $1,000 extra a month, which was crazy amount of money. She didn't even know it. She didn't even know it. I think she would just start, at the end of the next month, she would just start wrapping all that extra money into, oh, I have extra money, I'm going to go shopping. Or, oh, I have extra money, I'm going to go out to eat again this week. I think that's the mindset she had. So when I told her straight out, you have $1,000 extra at the end of the month, she was in shock. But guess what? It got in her head. And in 10 months, she called me and said, I've got $10,000 saved. And she was so proud. And I was so proud. And she had money. She wasn't poor. She had a nice savings account. And she still had money to go and do her things that she wanted to do, like going out to eat. So sometimes you just don't know until you write it out. And once you write it out, it's an eye opener. And sometimes you write it out and it's scary. It's a scary eye opener. But if you list your needs and your wants, sometimes we need to get rid of some of those wants and just keep our needs for now. And then slowly put our wants back in once we get a clear idea of what's going on. And I really believe you can do this. We just need to take the time to do it. So if you'd like to start keeping track of your finances a little more, I'll give you a little assignment. So starting next month, in week 1, write down everything. Write down a needs column and a wants column. Track every expense that you're spending that week. Pay attention and write it down in your list. Track every expense that you make this week, whether big or small, it doesn't matter. Whether it's on credit or cash, doesn't matter. Write it down and keep track. Was that a need or was that a want? Take a minute to think, why did that expense fall into each category? In the second week, try to intentionally cut one want off of your list and put it in a third column titled Wants Skipped. And pay attention. So if you're going to skip that coffee that you normally go and get every single morning before work, skip it. But put it in your once skipped column and write down how much you would have spent. Make sure you do that every single day. Try to cut something from your want column and put it in your third column. Even if it's pizza. Like, do you normally get a pizza every week? Do you get a pizza every Friday? Hey, maybe skip it this Friday and make homemade pizza at home. But put that in your column. How much would you have spent? How much are you saving? In week 3, this is going to be the hardest for some people. Try not to spend any money. Try not to spend anything except what you need. If you need groceries, go buy groceries. If you need this or that, go buy it if it's a need. If it's not, try to do a no spend challenge this week. And what would you have normally gone and done that week? Would you have normally gone out to get your pizza? Would you normally have gone out to just go shopping at wherever? Write it down. Oh yeah, we normally go and we go shopping and we just go to this store or we go to that store. Do you normally spend $50? Do you normally spend $100? Write it down in your third column. Keep track of it. In week 4, give yourself a small little wants budget. Whether it's bringing your pizza back into your life again. I love my pizza. But, pay attention and treat yourself this week. Also, what are your normal wants that you spend money on? Is it your streaming? Is it your subscriptions? Is it your Zoom membership? Is it your museum membership? I don't know. What is it normally? I would prioritize your wants column and put the ones that mean the most to you up at the top. And see, do you really need the ones at the bottom? Maybe not. So mastering needs versus wants is not being cheap. It's just being intentional. When you take control of this one area, you'll start noticing something amazing. You don't just feel better about money. You just feel more confident too. More in control and more hopeful for the future. Tell me in the comments, what's one expense that you were able to cut from your budget? If you found this video helpful at all, please take a minute to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all soon.